My name is Nikhil Kumar. I am professor in the Department of English of Veer Kunwar Singh University, Ara in Bihar, in India. I wish to speak on Saussures Universal and Sri Aurobindo's discovery of the one original language of mankind. Though Saussure, who is a well-known Swiss linguist, has been very strongly challenged on his discovery of the existence of universal at the base of sign, which is responsible for the signification of the text. His such a discovery has been very strongly validated by the two well-known theories of modern physics, special theory of relativity and the quantum theory, as well as by Sri Aurobindo's yogic discovery of the one original language of mankind. Sri Aurobindo's yogic discovery of the one original language of mankind has been explored linguistically and has been subsequently found to be linguistically correct. Let us recall to our mind the discovery of the 19th century diachronic linguistic regarding the evolution which is taking place in language. Furthering such a discovery of the evolution of language made by the 19th century diachronic linguistics, Saussure has discovered the presence of something constant which is universal in nature. This universal transcends the plane of the evolution of language. The world of linguistics has examined, has explored this universal of Saussure, which is existing at the base of sign, to be specifically linguistic sign. Such universal exists on the extreme plane of abstraction. So, universal exists on the plane of abstraction. Let us try to know what this abstraction is. After studying Sri Aurobindo's yogic discovery of the supraphysical planes of existence within this creation and beyond the creation, it is found that abstraction or the plane of abstraction is essentially the domain of the supraphysical world existing within the creation itself. But the intellectual plane of mind is matter oriented. The higher planes of intellectual mind is capable of experiencing the truth of the supraphysical, but on account of the fact that their vision is matter oriented, that is to say, under the separativity of consciousness, they are under the intellectual mind is under the separativity of consciousness, the very supraphysical plane of existence they express in the term abstraction. So, to them abstraction is a reality. For linguists, abstraction is a plane of reality, but the vision is not very much clear. So, the word abstraction is here. When we study this universal of Saussure, we find that this universal is very clearly linked to those higher planes of existence which have not yet come into the vision of the intellectual mind. Let us discuss this linguistic sign and the universal which comes into the vision of Saussure. Actually, this is the universal on account of which the 20th century linguistics, which is called synchronic linguistics, speaks of structuralism. This universal is the basic structure of language. But let us know that Saussure has never used the term structure. He speaks of a system. He says that there is a basic system according to which evolution of language is going on. He compares or he refers to the game of chess. He says that the game of chess is played under certain basic rule. With the change of the place in the game of chess, pawns either lose their strength or gain their strength. But whatever change of place is taking place in the game of chess is regulated by one essential law of the game of chess. This essential law is in fact the system, and later on this system came to be called structure. Basic structure of language, it came to be known later on in the world of linguistics. So, since Saussure's vision of this universal, which is the basic structure of language, had been validated by Einstein's special theory of relativity and the quantum theory, of which I have spoken in one of my video lectures, we can further move ahead in the world of linguistics. This very basic structure existing within a linguistic sign enables us to realize Sri Aurobindo's yogic discovery of the one original language of mankind. When we speak of the basic structure of a language, means we speak of a basic language, the basic language of mankind. Again I repeat it, I lay an emphasis here. When it is established that the existence of universal is a linguistic and scientific fact, that very basic structure which is universal reveals the existence of one original language, essential language. The basic structure is the pedestal of that very one original language. So, let us now discuss and try to know the existence of this original language of mankind. In order to understand the truth or realize the truth of the one original language of mankind, we are required to study the theory of evolution. Charles Darwin and Lamarck in the world of biological sciences have discovered that life evolves out of matter. It has also been discovered that mind evolves out of life. Though the biological sciences say that even though life evolves out of matter, matter is lifeless, matter is insentient. The Vedic rishis and Sri Aurobindo transcend such a matter-oriented vision of these two biological scientists, agreeing with the Vedantic discovery that life evolves out of matter only for the reason that life is already involved in matter. Sri Aurobindo says further that since mind also evolves out of life which is involved in matter, the element of mind is also involved in matter. And further, it is witnessed that the consciousness existing beyond the plane of mind evolves out of mind. So, all are involved in matter. That means a phenomenon inverse to evolution, which Sri Aurobindo calls involution, precedes the evolutionary phenomenon. The phenomenon of involution reveals that which is the first or the beginning of the involution is the last, or to say the summit of evolution. And that which is the last of the involution is the beginning of the evolution. In the last of the involution is matter. And when we want to examine what is the first or the beginning of the involution, we have to think of, or we have to investigate mind, which is the third order of existence in the evolutionary phenomenon. Mind is found to be the divided consciousness. It is separated consciousness, or to say it is the separative principle of the essential consciousness. In evolution, it has been witnessed that there is a plane of mental consciousness where there is the realization of the existence of one divine, and as a result of such a realization of the existence of one divine, this very separativity of consciousness begins to decay decisively. Such a plane of mental consciousness is called spiritual consciousness. And as we rise evolutionarily to the higher planes of spiritual mind consciousness, we find that in such a decay of the separativity of consciousness on the higher planes of mental consciousness, which is spiritual in nature, we move toward, that is to say, consciousness moves towards its integrality. So it is evident that in course of evolution, consciousness goes back to its sovereign plane of integrality. Therefore, we find that it is the integral consciousness which comes into the involution, and it's first when it comes to be separative, the plane of mental consciousness which is created is called overmind consciousness, and this is the highest plane of spiritual consciousness in course of evolution, and it is the first plane of spiritual consciousness in course of involution. So we have a yogic vision of the Vedic rishis who have discovered the truth of this creation under the transcendent divine principle, which they express very poetically in the Ish Upanishad, and they say, Eko aham bahusyam prajayam, I am one, become many, yet remain the same. This one is the transcendent integral consciousness which Sri Aurobindo terms the supramental consciousness. Supra means beyond, that which is beyond the mental consciousness. Since mental consciousness is divided consciousness, the consciousness which exists beyond the mental is undivided consciousness, that is to say, the integral consciousness which is very much transcendent in its origin. So it is under this very principle, under the divine will, under the will of the integral consciousness comes to be many. It's separate in the phenomenon of many. It's separative principle which comes into operation. And since this very separativity continues, so many planes of existence we visualize here. So this very phenomenon is involution which precedes evolution. So when one comes to be many, this very overmind plane of consciousness is created, and overmind plane of consciousness is cosmic in nature. It is cosmic in nature. It is this overmind consciousness is aware of its transcendent origin. It is aware of the divine truth that the supramental is its divine origin. So since it comes into existence as a result of the divine will, its very language also comes into existence. With the creation of the overmind plane of existence, as a result of this involutionary phenomenon, its language also comes into very existence. So naturally, this language comes to be the one original language of mankind. Overmind, I repeat, overmind consciousness is the cosmic consciousness which is aware of its origin in the one divine. So naturally, its language comes to be the language of the mankind. And this language is supraphysical in nature, because physical is yet to be created, because involution has to proceed further, which appears to be downward to our evolutionary eyes. Saussure also says that language is universal. He speaks of, or rather he uses two terms, langue and parole. Parole is what we ordinarily call languages. English language, Hindi language, French language, Latin language, Tamil language. These are in fact, in the eyes of Saussure, parole. So language is one. It exists on the plane of one universal. And it had its manifestations. And its manifestations are so many, and those manifestations are different languages in the eyes of ordinary man. So such a vision of universal of Saussure is actually this overmind plane of consciousness which comes into existence as a result of the divine will to be many. And this one original language has to evolve in course of time. It exists on in its supraphysical state. But since the mankind is yet to evolve to the overmind plane of consciousness, that is to say, matter itself has not yet evolved to the plane of overmind consciousness, and when matter in general evolves to the plane of overmind consciousness, the very one universal language will manifest. So there will be a parole of that one original language of mankind. So thus Saussure's vision of one original language is found to be valid in the yogic eyes of Sri Aurobindo. That's all. Thank you very much.